Showtime, baby.
All right, we're starting things off here with a wrestling challenge with a bang. Making their way to the ring area at a total combined weight of 580 pounds from you, World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion,
Well, hello, and welcome to my Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king and a proud partner in the Bar Cart Co-op. If you don't know about them, you're going to find out more, just like you will in every exciting evening. We have one huge one tonight. But before we go one step further, let's let Mike Honcho. I'm going to make you big, but what do you do right now, man? What do you do?
I don't think I like the way you said make me big. I feel violated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification to find out when new episodes are coming out. Please interact in the chat if you're watching this live, and leave comments down below in Facebook or YouTube if you're watching this later.
That is exactly right. And tonight, what we are talking about is some wrestling tag team action. And what do we mean by that? Multiple things. Throughout this evening, we'll be talking about who's your favorite tag team of all time? Maybe some great finishing moves that were tag team used. Also, the most important thing we'll be discussing tonight is a tag team whiskey. And what the hell does that mean? It means you have a whiskey. We're going to, like Arua, you would be one of them, and it needs a damn partner, i.e. a blend or a tag team. And who knows what happens between these two? You picked them, you put them together. Maybe one's a little bit stronger, maybe one's a little bit weaker. Who knows what's the combination? Explain them to us. Hell, I'll put the link up in the stream. You can come on and discuss it with us. So, Ben, how are you doing? Wait, he is back from a trip, a vacation, a stop away from my Whiskey Den. What the hell were you doing?
Workcation, man. I was working my ass off. No, I got to shadow Alan Bishop at the French Lick Distillery for a few days and spend some time with him on his farm and get real intensive with distilling. So that was incredible. And definitely a huge thank you to Alan for opening his home for Kim and his whole family and taking the time to really show me the ropes at French Lick. Got to get in and run the still for a day and make the cuts and involved in all the processes from bottling to mashing to everything. So it was fantastic.
It's all included in the price, Spencer.
It's all included. That's why it's free.
Well, since OnlyFans is doing what they're doing, we got to bring the action to you now on here.
That's right. Our revenue stream has been cut.
Right.
and that big man was supposed to be here tonight, but he had some life happen, like we all have happened. He'll be back. He'll give us some ideas on it in a little bit. But let's see here. Let's do this. I'm going to toss this out in the chat. So if anyone wants to come on, we'll bring you on. You can discuss stuff with us this evening. It would be fantastic to bring you in. Do you guys, who was one of your favorite tag teams when you were growing up? Or I guess it could be now. Some people have like a 40-year love. Mine was on and off at points. What people were exciting when you got a chance to see them?
Earliest tag team that I remember pulling for was the Midnight Express.
Nice.
Which is a shocker because so many people were Rock and Roll Express fans, and I guess I always had to play the heel or whatever. I don't know, Midnight Express fan. So,
on that note, I remember a fantastic tag team that everyone hated. I think, oh God, it was the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
Yes.
It was like that tag team. Yep. I was like, I sat there and thought about it. I'm like, the hate that those two got at that in particular time. I'm like, people had to be like giving them, like trying to bump up their ego at night, like getting booed for like 307, like 36 days in a row. It's got to wear on you. It's gotta screw with your mentality. Like, you're
Right.
doing a great job. Everyone's riled up, and Madden's like inside you, like a tear comes down. Like everybody hates me. That's not my favorite tag team, but what one is memorable for you, Mike? Do you have one that stands out?
My earliest one, and I don't remember who his partner was at the time, but my earliest memory is because it would be on Sunday mornings we would watch wrestling, and up in Iowa we would actually get Channel 41 in Kansas City over the air up in Des Moines, and it was All-Star Wrestling. It was Bulldog Bob Brown. I mean, growing up, he was my favorite. But he was always just saying Harley Race's name over and over again. But he would have some scrub that he was a partner, with at some point. but it'd be him, Harley Race, and he'd tell us his stories or whatever. But yeah, I wish I could remember who his partner was. But individual was Bulldog Bob Brown and Bruiser Brody growing up.
No, I do remember the British Bulldogs. Well, not my favorite team, but I did like them. As I started going back, there were so many like one-man teams that like came together to be a tag team for a little bit compared to I think there was an era in the 90s where the tag teams were like a big deal on their own with like the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys and a few other ones where it was like a little more tight-knit.
Well, and some of those too, it was about the show because the Dudley Boys were just kind of like, we're just going to throw them and the Hardy Boys too. We're just going to damage ourselves in front of you as much as possible.
Right.
Especially the Hardy Boys. It's like, oh, someone threw an old ladder in the ring. Well, we know what's going to happen now. And they just the way that they destroyed themselves was fun to watch. That's for you to decide.
Right. Yeah, you got to figure that out for yourself. But as far as just pure entertainment factor, another one for me was the Bushwhackers.
Yes,
those guys came out right. That whole shtick, licking each other on the head and the face,
and the Moon Dogs. The
one dude was like missing 3 teeth in the front on the one side.
Yeah,
that's how he got his tongue out extra far to lick each other. Oh, I don't know. I was gonna. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. I started playing with one or two of my options for finalists for the tag team over here right now. So I'm gonna see what I'm putting up later.
I will throw out, see if anybody remembers these guys, because as I got a little older and really got more into wrestling, they became one of my primary favorite tag teams. The Wild-Eyed Southern Boys eventually became the Young Pistols.
I think I vaguely remember them, so I'm not going to.
I think they won a title or two in their day as well.
Ooh, DJ 1-1 hopping in.
Von Erichs.
Yep.
That wasn't. Yeah, I was going to say that is a fantastic choice on that one. I'm going to add Kevin here. He snuck in. You're free to come in, anyone. You do know that. Kevin, thanks for hopping in.
Yeah, I'm wearing a shirt.
Shirt's off, pal.
Shirt's off, buddy.
Once I find my tag team, it's all coming off.
I want to see it. I want to see that shirt rip.
Yeah.
I like this shirt though. One of those ones that I'm like, I've had this for a while, and I really like this shirt.
Therefore, it's all the easier to rip.
Maybe
that's right.
We'll see what happens. Von Erichs is a good choice though. DJ 1-1. That's fucking that's a really nice one. Who's someone from the past that stands out for you as a tag team, Kevin?
Rock and Roll Express, and there's a personal connection there.
This is what I was talking about. Like that extra bit further.
Yeah.
Okay, Rock and Roll Express was Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton. Yeah. All right. One of, I guess, probably my second job out of college was with a CPA firm in Nashville. One of the partners in that firm was named Larry Morton. And I'm in his office one day, and I look over, and he's got his picture of the Rock and Roll Express on his bookshelf. I said, Larry, what's the deal with that? He goes, oh, Ricky's my brother.
What, really?
Yes. That was awesome. And you could not find a more straight-laced, prototypical accountant CPA in the world than Larry. And yet his brother is in the Rock and Roll Express, and his dad was a wrestling referee. So
That's actually pretty cool. Those are like quietly unsung heroes in the wrestling world. You know, the referee. They used to get their ass like knocked out like every so often in the past. But they weren't like floppers. Like, you know, they might accidentally take a chair to the head or something, and they're like, oh, they're out. And it's like, I remember like 1 or 2 times where one of them took something and they're like, you know, and the wrestler looks up concerned, like in the right direction, like he's okay, but he's move on with the show. Move on with the show.
Right.
Oh. All right, so you need a tag team whiskey here. Is that what we're doing?
That's right. I want a tag team whiskey.
All right,
and it doesn't have to be just 50%. You know, that's all.
No. It's just whatever I got in there. See, so I got a Booker's because if you're gonna do wrestling, you gotta be pretty powerful. And a Rebel Yell, the real old Rebel Yell that it still says Rebel Yell, because that seems wrestling, right? Yeah, I mean that especially, you know, growing up in the South, this was very prominent in you know, the whole Southern heritage was a big thing with whether you're talking about the Rock and Roll Express or the Fabulous Freebirds, you know, being from the South was a big deal. So cheers.
Nice. I like that.
Nice.
And it's really good.
So we're gonna have to write. We're gonna have to like write. Damn, I don't have a pen and a piece of paper. Someone's gotta keep track of these.
What do they do to each other?
I want to make a list of the blends or the tag teams as we go throughout the evening, or ones in the chat or anything.
Mm-hmm.
What do the two whiskeys do to each other or do for each other?
The Rebel Yell, being a wheater, brings a little bit more sweetness to that Booker's, and it kind of rounds it out. A lot of the more recent Bookers, I think, are a little more on the spicy side as opposed to being balanced with some sweetness. So putting a little of that Rebel Yell with it really balances out really well.
Okay.
Nice. Another tag team I remember. No story. Well, little story. The Heart Foundation. I was gonna say
right.
And little connection I have. My uncle married my uncle's wife, his second wife that he married, was actually cousins to Bret Hart. And my uncle was big into wrestling and was a coach. She happened to be a coach. I don't know how many state champs they put together through them, but it was funny because when I did meet her, had the kind of like same little kind of curly hair that he had at one point, like the little perm thing going on, and she was no fucking joke. Like when it was on the mat, like she you know, practiced with state wrestlers, and she would put you in whatever it was and headlock you and, you know, a crossbar and do something else. And I was like, okay, I wasn't ready for that. I thought you were just gonna, you know, be a girl showing me moves and shit, but like you're like slamming my face into the mat and holding me there. And I was like, she was legit like, okay, I see she's like, oh, well, we kind of have a family heritage. And then like one night she like finally mentioned it, I was like, oh, that explains a whole lot. Like, I guess
right,
if you were hanging out with them stuff. But
the Anderson brothers were a big tag team, right? Like Lars and Ole. And then one of them in whiskey somehow now. Am I thinking of that right?
That I don't know at all.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I thought
that'd be nice to find out.
I thought Alan was on a show with Kevin Sullivan and somebody else, and they were talking about the Andersons. I don't remember, but
I wouldn't doubt it. They have a big family heritage in it.
Yeah.
And hold on. I'm gonna take a shot of something. I gotta find something just to take a little nip. I've been blending too much.
Take the edge off.
Yeah, I gotta take the edge off. Before I break into my, I'm gonna break into my story.
Pardon the pun.
What?
Right.
Oh.
The edge off.
That's right.
Speaking of crazy.
All right. Well, I'm going to leave so somebody else can
Hey,
hop on, guys.
Kevin, before you get off, how about we take a second? Let's
mhm.
talk about the little project you and I are working on with our friend Drew.
Yeah. We have a show we've recorded 3 episodes of so far called Bourbon Turntable. It is a blend of the love of whiskey and the love of music. And Ben and myself and our friend Drew Crawley will be getting together, talking about whiskey and talking about music. So far, we've recorded 3 shows. Our first one will drop on September 8th. We'll work in a few live shows here and there as well, including one very special show on October 20th, which we'll talk more about later. So it'll be a lot of fun. You can follow us on YouTube or Facebook, Instagram under the name Bourbon Turntable. So far, it's been a lot of fun. Ben and Drew are great, and I just try to not screw it up. So
they're 2 wonderful wormholes that kind of come together.
Yeah,
and if you can make them go slide down the same one, that's what's really exciting.
And that's kind of what we do, and it's pretty free form. At least so far, it has been, and had some great conversation. It's been a lot of fun. So I hope everybody will tune in, and we'll do a show at some point with my whiskey den and bourbon turntable, and we'll make Ben wear 2 hats that night.
I think we can handle that. We can make Ben do more than that.
Yeah,
I can do that. I can handle it.
All right, fellas, you're doing a great job. Enjoy the show very much, and love y'all.
All right.
All right,
We'll see you
love you
later,
too,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Good night. All right. Now hold on here. Before I get to my story, I'm getting excited now. Now I'm starting to feel it. Fuck this shit.
Start to feel the heat.
There we
I'm
go.
not ripping it off. I like that shirt. Yeah, I like that shirt. I'm not ripping that off. But tag team that means a lot to me because it has history with me is the Brain Busters. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. And it seems like the weirdest combination out of all the ones out there that leave a lasting memory. But they had a finishing move, which was the Brain Buster, where they would jump off the top rope and you basically land with your ass on someone's face, or more likely their chest in reality is what you're aiming for. So I was watching this with my brother, and we're hanging out on a Saturday, and I don't know if he encouraged me to do this in any way, shape, or form, or I just took this upon myself. My mother was asleep, and I went into her bedroom and pulled out like the chest of drawers. So it was the high one, not just the little shelf, like the tall cabinet. Got on top of it, and while my mom was asleep in bed, I jumped off of it and landed on her chest and gave her a brain buster while she was asleep. I'm going to try to reenact her face, which scared the shit out of me. Which you can only imagine if you're asleep and some kid comes flying and lands basically on your throat. when
Oh my God.
Sleep. I thought I killed her. I took off like fucking bat out of hell, out of the room, around the corner, through the French doors and up the steps, and I was hiding for the longest time. But come to find out she was okay. And but I was horrified. So that tag team left an impression on me more than some of the others, because I thought then I just started replaying it, and I'm like, man, if he did that to me, I hope he'd have the wherewithal to just take off.
Do y'all
did.
Do y'all feel those tremors?
I do.
I feel like an earthquake coming.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at you. You did make it. I like it.
Yes.
Here. Wait. I want to see.
He's bringing the show.
He is. He's got the. So, was Earthquake and a part of one of the teams that you actually liked? I know there was an Earthquake that was. Okay, good. I was going to make fun of you a little bit. That was a terrible tag team.
Joke about me having man tits. I mean, Sometimes you got to go with what you got.
Earthquake and Typhoon were a tag team.
That's what I mean. They were not a very good one, but they were a tag team.
Pumpkin-shaped men.
Yes. Very much so. They give us all hope, Mike. They give us all hope.
That's right. if that guy can run 10 feet at a time without passing out, then by God, we all can.
Right. I mean, I have a twofer problem that I'm a chain smoker and I'm fat as hell. So, couple bounces off the ropes, I'm probably going into cardiac arrest. Just letting my partner know. So, just going down, just tapping, just drag me to the ropes and let me tag.
Amy's got next to the point. He look like Sergeant Slaughter, the action figure.
Fuck yeah, I'm good with that. Like the old school action figures. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Sorry, there's some wrestling going on upstairs.
Been doing some recon, so he hasn't been shaving.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So I'm presuming you guys. I had a few minutes here this evening to jump on with you. I plan on being here the whole night. And unfortunately, I had some stuff come up, but I'm going to hang out for a little while with you, one way or the other. I can't not be a part of this because, fuck, this is the first shirtless My Whiskey Den ever, right? I'm not going to not be a part of that. But presuming you guys saw the AEW CM Punk thing, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fuck yes. That got me excited about wrestling again.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, how many ways in one promo can one dude say fuck one company and never drop the name of that company one time?
Yeah.
Awesome. And sell out an arena on the presumption that he would be there, not the fact that he would be there.
Right.
How cool is that? That's the American dream.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
All right,
He's
sorry.
cool, dude.
Sorry, the shot and an extra drink I just had. I'm just starting to feel pretty decent. I think everyone else needs to get.
I know. I need to do that.
So cheers to everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
And you're all. I love your chatting out there, but come on, what are some tag teams
blends
out there? What are some blends that are your favorite? Just a 2-team blend. Kevin gave his. Alan, you got one? Have you been thinking about something over the last couple days here?
I've got a couple things that are kind of interesting. So there's one from a more professional level that I enjoyed as a consultation thing that I thought was kind of cool, which was I recently got to play with some Penelope blends, which was really cool, and throwing some of my Spirit of French Lick stuff into some of that Penelope stuff. And I don't know that that's actually going to happen. I hope that it does because it was super cool just to get a chance to play around with that. But I'll tell you something that I like. And it's not even necessarily brand specific, although there are certainly preferred brands. Man, the greatest tag team of all time is an old spirits category that does no longer exist in this country, and it should. And that's what's called split brandies, where you can do it two different ways. You can do it by mashing in half fruit and half grain, or you can do it by blending a grain-based whiskey and a brandy.
Yep.
And that shit is amazing. You can do, apple and rye, of course, the old moonshiners trope. That was a real category at one point in time in this country, right? Peach and wheat. That was a real category at one time in this country. Why wouldn't you? Right?
Right.
Why not? It's Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. Why wouldn't you?
It's like an accelerant of flavor, That's all I see. It's like just kicking in this couple extra layers. I think it's exciting. Kind of cheating because it's supposed to be just whiskey, but I like the fact that you're cheating and this is a wrestling tag team. If the ref didn't see it,
Listen,
see it, it's
don't
allowed.
question Fat Van Dam, Tiny Seamus. All right.
You've been saving that one up since the last show. That's pretty good. You've been holding on that for a year.
I know, right? Right.
I don't know, John. We're just starting some drinking and some combos, but that's a good combo. I like that one. That's very interesting.
What's going on? Nothing to be proud of 30 years from now. That's what's happening right now.
Right.
Oh, I beg to differ.
No, it's all good. You got to stick with it and stay with it.
Suddenly got super self-conscious and realized why I could never be a pro wrestler. I laughed and my titties bounced. And I had a slight moment of, what am I doing right now?
Hey, that's the best part. Fred's pissed. All right, Mike, Ben, what? Let's hear a couple of your blends, because I'm working on a second one right now.
All right,
because
I have two.
People in the chat, make some blends right now. You got 2 whiskeys, force them together and see what happens. If it turns out good, nominate it. Maybe we'll give some away. Maybe I'll give some away. If someone else has got a good one.
All right, I'll do the first of my 2, because I have one that I have. Well, flavor wise, I have to save it for the end. But this one, I was thinking of a tag team that would be something big and dominating.
Mm-hmm.
And the first tag team that I thought about that I just remember thinking, this isn't really happening. It's like, this is amazing. And that was when Undertaker and Kane teamed up.
Okay.
Because when they did that, those two big, I've always liked Undertaker. He was a lot of fun. I really liked it when he went into his biker stage as the American Badass. And when he changed his move to the last ride, I used to give the last ride to my kids at bedtime to get them into bed. So I'd pick them up and then put them down, slam them down. And if I didn't do it, it'd be like, Dad, you didn't give me the last ride. It's like,
I do it to Penny sometimes. I get it.
And it's great. And even when it went wrong, I remember one time my daughter's knee came up and just jacked her right in the face. She paused for a second and then just laughed hysterically. And I was like, oh, thank God.
That's actually that's the test of how you know whether or not you're actually wrestling, Mark, right? You tell your kids before you do it, like, look at your chest.
Yeah. So I was trying to come up with a blend that would work with that. And I thought, okay, you have those 2 intimidating guys on their own. So you got to have 2 intimidating whiskeys on their own. And then you put them together. And it's like, what happens, or what are you going to get when you put those 2 together? And I realized you're going to get your ass kicked. So the 2 that I decided to put together in honor of Undertaker and Kane, Texas Boy, Iron Root Hazmat,
Kane.
And for the new mayor in Tennessee, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof. And this is a 1-to-1 blend, and you put the 2 of them together, it hides the proof very well over having them individually. But oh my God, you end up numb just like you got into a fight with them, and it's great. So
yeah, that's not a 1-to-1 blend, Mike. That's a 1 to in the ditch blend.
No, hazmat laying in there. That's a wonderful choice. I wasn't expecting that. Mike. I like it.
Yeah.
Hold on here.
There you go.
The longer they blend, the better it gets too.
Okay, here, I'm making another one. Ben, what do you got going on over there?
All right, man. So this one, kind of like Mike, in honor of one of my favorite all-time tag team groups, I had to go big. Is basically just go big or go home. And so I brought in 2 high caliber, high flavor profile whiskeys that are both within the same category, but both are pretty different. But bringing them together, man, you got a combination of personality and flavor. And so this is for the Road Warriors, aka the Legion of Doom. Those guys, what an entrance and just what potency. But so I brought together, my base spirit is Ranger Creek Rimfire, their anniversary edition. So you got that single barrel cast strength coming in at 128.1, that mesquite smoke, single malt, that smoke, that rich flavor, everything going on there, with a little bit of Rua port cask finish. So the Rua's coming in at 117. And you want to talk about a smoky chocolate bomb, basically, is what this turns into.
Okay.
You got that mesquite smoke that comes in, and then the finish is just this intense chocolate note. There's a lot of peach and some dark fruit going on in there, and it's just they really work together really well. Even that mesquite smoke with the port, it's freaking fantastic. So
it's funny. I was thinking about bringing that in at one point, so I'm glad you did. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, Mike.
I was at which one's hawk and which one's animal?
The Rua has to be hawk. I mean, just the intensity on that. I mean, sorry, animal. The Rua has to be animal. Just the sheer intensity and power on that one and the flavor. I think hawk plays the rimfire, in my opinion. So
Nice.
I like
and rest
that.
in peace to both of those guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Nice. I'm always the fucking odd one out over here drinking fucking pastis as opposed to whiskey.
Well,
That's good.
no, I have that at hand too. I could reach over and grab it. All right. Oh wow. All right. One of mine, and sorry, I didn't have like a tag team like thought of for this one because this is one I was doing now. It might be, I might be insulting, but I don't want it to be like the Rockers, they're not like the heavy team. They're like the little light kind of fun crazy team, but a little bit of like blow and exciting for a second. I got the Maker's Mark Stave Series, the Distill America cut, where it's 1 baked American Pure, 2 seared French, 2 Maker's Mark 46, 2 French roast mocha, and 2 toasted French spice. And then just because I had it sitting here and I was drinking before, I slid in some Limousine Rye cask strength.
Beautiful.
So this kicks off into like this big heat peppery thing for like a split second. Caramel, vanilla, really nice brown sugar, a little wood note on the end. But I was like, it's bright, it's exciting, it's a little bit of rich, but it's not going to overwhelm and take you down, in my opinion. Like, like maybe like Demolition or some other team that's just going to hammer the living hell out of you. This is a little more in between. I don't want to call them high flyer, and it's not as I didn't want to give it like the Hardy Boys, where it's a little more risque with everything they're doing. It's a little bit safer, so that's where I think I'm going with this one. But it is like there's a second where there's like a fucking zoom of flavor, and then you gotta like and you hold on, and it's like, okay, finish is coming, and it rolls out. So it's not just slapping you around the whole time. But I'm liking this one. I was kind of surprised. It's out of left field.
So my next one I don't have in front of me, but it would be based on Team Hell No, to throw back to the Undertaker / Kane. Of course, Kane and Daniel Bryan Danielson, as it were, now going to AEW as well, apparently, which I'm super excited about. Most people have infinity bottles that are made up of 10, 15, whatever leftover whiskeys you have. For the longest time, let's call this in my hazy days, my infinity bottle was 2 products, and it doesn't matter what expression as long as it's above 100 proof. It was basically Old Granddad and Lefroy, right?
Oh,
It's going to be a problem, and there's a reason there's not an infinity bottle of it sitting around here anymore. That's some of the greatest promos I've ever cut in Facebook history. We're inspired by Team Hell No. Now, I'm not going to tell you that flavor-wise, it's the greatest decision of all time. All right, and let's all face it, that wasn't the greatest tag team of all time, but they did what they could with what they had, and it worked, and it got over. And I guarantee you, if you mix those two just 50-50, it'll work, and you'll get over with somebody somewhere.
Kind of in that same vein, I'll throw one your way as well. And this is one I almost went to because it's become one of my favorite blends that I've done over time. And it's about a 50-50 blend of Redbreast cask strength Irish whiskey and Ardbeg.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
And that one.
It works.
I can see that.
Yep. The Ardbeg, the cask strength of the Redbreast, the Ardbeg does not cancel it out, and those flavors come together pretty good. So
nice.
Very well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got like two other ones now. I got one I know of and like one I want to try. Like I totally want to. We'll go up there. Oh,
The distiller's wife jumps in.
That's a different combination. That is absinthe and
Right.
marijuana. Just throwing that out there. That is the Wyatt family cocktail, is what we call that.
whatever. No one. I didn't bake at the moon that night. I don't know what you're talking
Is that a special Indiana absinthe?
Yes, that is indeed a medicinal tincture of some renown and quality that leads to swamp fighting. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We don't even have alligators in Indiana, but we do ship them in for special occasions. Yeah, I mean, there may be something called the Fiend. There may be a whole like Man Who Lives in the Woods sort of theme going on. Shit just gets weird real quick.
And there might be a Bigfoot that gets involved.
Yes, sir.
Especially if
Yes,
Patrick's camping out
Whatever.
up there.
that was it. Fucked me up. I'm sorry. You can't tell me like there's fucking werewolves in the woods where you're camping, and I'm all tore up. I'm going to
send you that Bray Wyatt. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the wrestling show, right? So I'm gonna go deep dork on you here. I'm gonna send you the Bray Wyatt fucking promo from like it's 2015, 16, way before the Fiend. But he sort of previewed the Fiend years ago, right? That was his whole thing. It's called. I think it's the Man of the Woods promo, Patrick, and it will. Like, if you just imagine my farm and my woods and that cabin out in the woods, and you listen to Bray Wyatt tell that story, you're gonna be like, "Fuck that! I'm never going to Alan's fucking house again, ever."
This is a whole different show. We're gonna bring it back because we could have there's a show on Netflix and we could go down a different rabbit hole that has nothing to do with wrestling right now. We will have a whole different. Alan scared me, and there's shows to prove it. Fucking episodes some other day. It wasn't even Alan. It was Kim. Kim was fucking with me.
I've heard all the stories. I just spent 3 nights in those woods, man.
Yeah, well,
and here I am.
I'm telling you, Benji, come back around November, December, buddy, and
yeah, I like that.
I will say this: I would have came up there and hung out with you at the farm during the evenings. Right now, if you were here, right? You come up here in November, December. It becomes questionable when twilight hits whether or not I'm going up to that farm or not.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. See, and that's all the reason to make me question things. Marina's got a great one here: the Carcetus and W12. Oh, our taste. That does sound. The Carcetus is a wonderful one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna make sure I didn't. Let's see here. Oh, thanks. Like I was just getting caught back up with that.
The Will kicks in with the.
So yeah, I'll throw you another tag team combination I was thinking of too. So this is a twofold. So let's say this is tag team titles right here. Your title holders. We're gonna call this one the Young Bucks. All right. We're gonna tie this not only between 2 distillers, 2 different products. Again, not completely whiskey and a cocktail, but take anything that Adam Stump makes, any whiskey that he makes whatsoever. Blend it with my absinthe and throw it into a mint julep of all things. And you're golden. Doesn't have to be bourbon. It can be Adam Stump's rye.
A mint julep.
Yes. Yes, sir.
That's very effeminate of you.
It is very. I have tits, Kevin. I got tits. All right. It is what it is.
Is this a women's tag team combo here or what?
My wrestling knowledge goes deep, brother. It goes deep.
He is both China and the Fabulous Movie.
Fuck yeah.
It's cold in Patrick's house.
That was the greatest moment on my whiskey din I've ever seen. Patrick tells him the shirt off, 2 fucking bottles just crashes into the couch.
Right.
Austin Powers style. Hold them right so you can't see the goods.
Right.
I practiced that.
Oh, behave. All right, I've got another one if you're interested.
Damn right, we'll take all of these.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you remember the Junkyard Dog?
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
yes.
Of course.
Okay.
How can you not? The big fucking chain.
He had Thump printed across his butt on his wrestling trunks. Okay. He was awesome. And one of his tag team partners was Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. All right. All right. So I just went and grabbed a couple of things that were pretty high proof. I got an Elijah Craig barrel proof and a Buzzard Drews barrel strength and blended those together. So here's to Junkyard Dog, rest in peace, and Dusty Rhodes do the same. Thump.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Junkyard Dog, I think his entrance song was Another One Bites the Dust.
Mm-hmm.
Am I remember that right?
It was something that would never happen today, where he got the rights for it.
Right.
Yeah, somewhere floating around here, there's a picture of me with Junkyard Dog, Coco Beware, and Jacqueline when I was like 8 years old over thighs.
Oh my gosh.
I remember getting
We'll
a
find
picture
it,
with
make my
Coco
profile
Beware.
pic.
That is awesome.
That was good. Oh, Dave's got to Viking the Cowboy, a little Highland Park, a little Garrison Brothers Cowboy.
Get in here, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that, Dave. I want if you're making that right now, Dave, I want to hear about it. I'm going to toss that thing back out there. I'm going to toss that link. Anyone else wants to stop in here, we'll see it, and you can hop in. We'll bring you in. All right, so I'm going to get one out of the way because I'm going to try a blend that might wreck everything afterwards.
Just like Vince McMahon, run it up.
Well, you got to push it
Make
to
me
the
money,
envelope.
Patrick.
Yeah. So this goes along the lines of, this is gonna be tough because I was gonna go with like the Dudley Boys with this, but the next one could be that one. But I'll stick with it. I was going Dudley Boys because it's just, both of them are fun and powerful. And fuck, man, they could put you through a table if you had too much either one of these. What?
Can we get a little outside of whiskey with the blends?
Yeah.
Or are we
I already have. I broke the rules straight off.
Yeah, you can. It's okay.
All right.
You can. I'll allow it.
Break it down. I'm gonna go pull a bottle.
Oh, now he thinks he's going to win some free
What's
samples.
Andrew going to do about it? Oh, that hurt. That fucking hurt.
All right. So
Raw nipples are no good, man.
no, they're
No.
not. I'm trying to find the right glass head going on.
He's got sensitive nipples.
He does.
Very.
That's what Ben was telling us.
Well, I mean, not coincidental. I ended up with strep throat after Ben left. Throwing it out there before anybody else gets a chance to. Ben comes back to hear something. Shit. What?
Yeah,
What?
I figured y'all were immediately talking about me, so I don't give a damn. I'm 40-something-year-old of whatever the hell my body is. I don't care.
All right. So my combo here, a little demolition, little axe, little smash on this one. Kind of heavy hitters coming in. Flavor wise, is why I does this. This is just a mash of flavors. I'm gonna do another one. I'm not kissing ass too much. Sorry, with the Iconoclast, Kevin's whiskey of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, so
it's August. It's still whiskey of the year.
it's hiding in here, and I'm taking a page out of Ben's playbook because a Rua Port I have sitting here. It is 60 Sinclair, 40 Rua. It's gonna go right through you, and you are gonna have a fantastic time watching it fucking happen. If it was I got a weird question. Was Mr. Fuji their manager at some point? Because I feel like at some point. Nope. That was a different team. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
There's too much of that. But this, it almost gets a little muted on the nose because there is so much. It's just a lot going on with this. It's like too much for your nose to take in. But when you go into the fucking drink, you get all the richness of the bourbon of the 4-grain, but then you get the lovely single malt notes with the port just torquing in, because how heavy the port is on the Rua. Sometimes it's a wet barrel, and this combo is night, Christmas, see you later. I might forget to go back to the family after a glass because I'm going to have 2 or 3 type of whiskey. It's just going to put you down because you're going to go back. You're going to go back and watch another episode You're going to pour yourself another glass, and it's going to be all over after like 2 or 3, maybe 5. So that was one of mine because they were both, I think, Kano class. What are we at? 107, and the Rua I think is like 123.4. So both landed in, but it's just, they were huge flavor bombs. A little bit of a risk when you go in with 2 huge flavor
17-time world champion. That's what that is.
Yeah, they were.
There you go.
Ooh. Oh. Sorry, I was seeing the VIP tables, but I was thinking we'll get in the tables. Yeah, like Dudley boys too. You're just putting people through them. I didn't know where to go. There was different eras. It's kind of what I was arguing with. I'm like the Dudley boys, newer era, but kind of similar. But I was gonna say, but Axis, I don't know. A little bit slower.
I think Dudley Boys makes sense. I think both Spirits of French Lick and the Rua guys. I can definitely see them in ECW.
Hey, Alan, before you got on, I was talking about the Anderson brothers. Were you on a show with Kevin Sullivan, and they were? I don't know if one of the Anderson brothers was on the show, or they were talking about Arn or Ole.
I was on with Andrew Anderson, who is a nephew of Arn and Ole both, and a wrestler of his own career.
Yeah.
You guys probably know him from the movie The Wrestler. He was in that, and dude, the guy is just a wealth of wrestling information. He's also an extreme comic book nerd. So like he and I speak the same language, and this dude has become one of my best friends. We've not met in person yet, but like he does goofy shit the same way that I do, right? He's into his own world, and so he'll take like Marvel Legends figures and pose them, and there's like a whole background that looks like the comic book, and I'm like, that's the coolest fucking thing that I've seen all fucking week, because that's the kind of person I am. I get super excited about it, right? But yeah, I was on with Kevin Sullivan. Kevin Sullivan might have he may have already have destroyed the samples we were supposed to send to him, which we did.
He was pretty wasted, yeah. He
might have nodded off. I might have killed the Prince of Darkness with my magic. I had planned this thing, Kevin. I was going to cut a Kevin Sullivan promo on Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
Like I had memorized one. I had the whole thing in my head, and then Kevin Sullivan just sort of
he vanished. Yeah.
Yeah, he vanished. Which he's Kevin Sullivan. He's allowed to do that.
He's the Prince of Darkness. Yes. Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna hold that against him. So, but yeah.
We had Dave sneak in here. How's it going, Dave? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in.
I'm doing okay. I'm in trouble. I went over and grabbed my wife's Highland Park 12 and her Viking Honor bottle, and she's like, "What are you doing with that?"
Don't ask questions.
It's called experimentation, honey.
At least I have my shirt on.
Wrestling show. Don't ask questions.
The tag team show. That's right.
So I took Garrison Brothers Cowboy, which comes in at about 134 proof, with some of the Highland Park.
Mm-hmm.
Good tag team. Delicious. It grows on you. It's
what tag team would that be?
Oh, jeez.
Somebody mouthy and somebody refined.
Yeah.
Give us some upper Midwest tag teams, Dave. All mine have been guys that were on TBS with Gordon Soley.
I'm not a good enough wrestling guy to come up with the combo there for you.
Let's see here. But I think you did. Wait. There's
technical and mouthy both.
There is like the Cowboy Bob Orton. If I'm not right, I'm making up a tag team.
Bob Orton, and Bob Roop.
All right.
There was this Minnesota. What was that Minnesota guy with the Swedish name? Trying to remember. Pat would know, I'm sure.
No, I don't.
That's upper Midwest.
The Anderson brothers would kind of fit that. They were
Where's Steve? Steve would know. I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Big Steve.
Big Steve. You might have to message Big Steve. I don't know where the commissioner is.
Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Gene and Lars Anderson. That was the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I knew they were from up there.
The Andersons are big.
Gene,
Anderson's a good
Lars,
Minnesota
Ole, and
name.
Arn. Man, they were awesome.
Yeah.
I hated them, but they were awesome.
Well, isn't that the beauty of wrestling, though? You can see
Yeah.
somebody that you absolutely hate. Like, even you take somebody more modern, right? I think all of us can have this same conversation. We've all watched modern wrestling. You take somebody like Triple H, right? You want to not like the dude. He married the boss's daughter, right? He got to where he was going through the clique, that whole thing. But then you watch a match with Triple H and Ric Flair from 15 years ago, and you're like, I can't fucking not like you, you motherfucker. You're just too good.
He put it out there. I give him credit for that.
The guy I'm thinking of, it was John Nord, the Viking, otherwise known as the Berserker from Minneapolis.
Okay.
I remember that. I remember the Berserker.
Late 50s, early 60s. Yeah.
Well, that's reaching back. I love it.
Oh man.
So this is not a whiskey tag team again. Back to the absinthe, but little trick you guys might not know about absinthe is if you add water to it, right? It does a thing. It gets weird, right?
That's shady.
Right, just shady.
That's
I'm just teasing.
Are we talking about women's wrestling again?
Yeah, no, this is the rock and sock connection is what we call this.
Oh, see, I was trying to come up with a blend for that.
I see. I hit it. I mean, it doesn't get much weirder.
What was the
who's the dude? I was gonna say who was the dude in the 80s that used to spit the green mist or whatever in people's faces?
Kabuki.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, every Japanese wrestler used green mist, guys.
That's true.
It's the Japanese thing, but Muda was a big one for that.
Yeah.
And we just brought in the commissioner, Stephen Andrew Card, who was working with them for quite a while at different points. So we're always happy to have you here, Steve. Good to see you come in.
Yeah.
We're talking whiskey blends and tag teams this evening is what we're talking
Whiskey
about.
blends and tag teams. I really like a compass box for that.
I won't turn that down. I funny you should say that, because there's a flaming heart right here that is a part of the one that I said could wreck my palate. For the other ones previous to this. So
Is that supposed to be one of the hearts?
I'm drinking Offerman tonight, so.
I haven't had that one.
Oh man, you've got to.
I do. I could.
It's so beautiful. It's like Lagavulin without the mint.
There it is.
At the end. Which
Oh
is
Lord,
a
Kevin
beautiful
just
thing.
I want to know what that tag team is, Kevin.
Ricky
Kevin just comes in
Steamboat
with
and Jay Youngblood.
There you
Oh,
go.
Winning.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm good with that.
All
Ricky
right.
Steamboat would be okay shirtless. The rest of you guys need to hang it up.
Well,
Oh, come on.
come on,
man.
man. You're just
Come on.
ruining.
Listen,
hopes
big
and
is
dreams.
beautiful,
Nothing
Kevin. Big
Put
is
on the-
beautiful.
Put on
This
his
is nothing
guitar.
but big sexy going on right
There,
here.
is that better?
That's right.
You feel better about that now? No, I'm just kidding.
This
Um,
needs a little more whiskey of the year with it.
All right, so
All right.
hold on. I'm finishing.
Holy crap!
I'm
that's a
finishing my heart
healthy pour.
my heart foundation, the flaming heart, and the bloody dapper from Wood Hat. So once again, big flavors, and actually, I'm probably gonna give a little bit more of the little more bloody
who's
dapper
here?
in that.
Who's who here, Patrick? Which part of the Heart Foundation you doing?
I have to go Flaming Heart as Brett because he fucking laced out Vince McMahon when he should have been laced out, and that's fucking tight. Sorry, that's just there's so much weird smiley respect in my face that I can't even explain it. But oh my god, I forgot how powerful Flaming Heart is.
Has anybody talked about the fabulous Freebirds yet?
Freebird?
Michael
No,
Hayes,
but that's
Terry Gordy,
Michael P.S. Hayes.
Michael
That's
P.S. Hayes.
That's who I was
Yep.
about to bring up with this combination right here. So blending a little Scott and Fascination Street. You want to talk about flavor heaven right here?
All right. I don't know. This combo off the chain. This is really, really good. All it does is enhance the Flaming Heart with like wonderful corn notes, heirloom corn notes and the Bloody Butcher notes that you don't get from normal stuff. Oh, sorry.
Does it occasionally dress up as a superhero?
What is it? The Hurricane? Is that what you're asking?
No, Blue Blazer.
Oh, hey, I'll be honest. I thought the Hurricane was as
Blue Blazer was Owen Hart. May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But I giggled.
Hurricane was a great character though. Hurricane Helms, hell yeah.
He was just. It was just funny. Okay, I love the fact that it was so like almost circusly comedic funny at that point. And when I think it was a Royal Rumble, and he grabbed both The Rock and fucking Stone Cold by the throat, like he was going to choke slam them both. And I was like, oh my God, if he does it, he just becomes a legend, even if he never wins another match. And fucking they both kick him in the chest and toss him out of the ring like 10 feet in the air. But I was like, there was like a split second where it was like, oh my God, they wrote this shit in. I can't believe this.
You know what's funny? They always said that Owen Hart hated that Blue Blazer gimmick when he did it the first time, right? And then when he died, he was obviously going back to that Blue Blazer thing, right? And here's what I honestly think. I think that Owen Hart was like, you watch any documentaries about him, you find out he's an ordinary dude, right? He's a dad. He's in the industry because he has to be in it because his family does it. He's good at it, right? I think when he went back to being the Blue Blazer, he did it because he wanted to do it. It's sort of a way of him, I think he was headed towards kind of thumbing his nose at the industry, right? And no matter how much you love an industry, you have to enjoy making fun of it too. And I think that's where he was in his career. And it's a shame that it came to an end when it did. Because I think there was some cool shit that could have come out of that, some really cool stuff that could have come from it.
I would love to have seen him more in the part of the Attitude Era where he could just thumbed his nose at Vince McMahon for shit. Because I think he would be funny enough to carry it.
Yeah. Well, and can you imagine too if he'd went on? So you're after Montreal Screwjob, right? You're after that whole thing where Brett's out, British Bulldog's out, the Hart Foundation's gone, right? So Owen's going to do whatever he can get away with because he's a prankster, right? He's on TV. He's got airtime every week. And you got to think that Owen's whole thing was, fuck, what are they going to do? Fire me? Right? You're gonna fire. I'll go to WCW. There's a fucking check waiting. There's a limo in the fucking parking lot with an ATM in the damn thing, spitting out $100 bills. Fire me. I dare you.
Man, that's actually that's damn good.
This is where everyone realizes how big of a dork I actually am.
If you knew that long ago, we love you anyway.
Because I heard a great quote yesterday from Bobby the Brain Heenan. Just remember this: a friend in need is a pass.
Oh man,
Right?
This is a bit of a lip wrecker right now.
A lip wrecker.
That's what she said.
Right. That'd be a good tag team name.
Right.
So right. I'm surprised nobody's brought
somehow
up
that's what I feel like Mr. Perfect and Shawn Michaels together. That would have been
sorry.
That would have been a good name.
Another wrestling story that correlates to
or Ravishing Rick Rude. He would be a lip wrecker.
He would. He was.
Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Who's the manager? You almost got to have the mouth to South to the manager for that, right? Like where it can be just politically correct enough and just churchy enough that you'd be like, oh, they didn't mean what they said, right?
The South was,
I don't know, or maybe go Captain Lou.
Manager except for Hogan. I mean, he was a tag team manager, Hart Foundation.
right?
Gee, I mean, he made his bones doing tag team.
I will tell you, in the world of small scale craft distillation, I have got the single greatest manager ever, and Jolie Kasperzak, even though it's no longer official. She is the Jim Cornette of the distillation world. Jim Cornette with lady parts, and I challenge anyone to prove me wrong.
Allegedly.
Thank you for
Allegedly.
I also challenge Mike Lissack, because I know how he is, and I know that he'll take this challenge seriously. If you can Photoshop Jolie with a tennis racket and a business suit behind me somewhere in some kind of meme, that will be the National Alan Bishop Day photo for this year.
Wait.
I think we can make that.
Should it be her with the Larry Bird jacket on? I'm just saying.
Well, you can do the business suit with the Larry Bird number, right?
That's right.
Right. Maybe you put Larry Bird's number on the tennis racket.
Oh, really? Check that shit out. Very cool. That's interesting.
I like Goldberg.
Man. This is fun.
Renita, go knock on his door. Take your phone, go knock on his door, and get him on here live.
Drop a bag of steaming dog shit on his floor to remind him, on his fucking porch to remind him how shitty of a wrestler that he was. Good God. Him and Brock Lesnar both. They could both whip my ass, obviously, but you know what? Have fun finding me in the Batcave, motherfuckers, because you guys both suck. You guys both suck the soul out of fucking wrestling for everybody for years. Congratulations, Brock Lesnar. On top of that, coming back to the WWE and eating up all the money that actually funded talent that was worth fucking while to watch. Congratulations on actually bankrupting WWE. That's what you've done. You're welcome.
Everyone left and right.
Renita's got the best response right here.
Get a fucking today and shoot the shit over the fence on fire. You can put a note on there that says Al Bishop did this.
Potato cannon is hysterical. Sorry, that's fucking launch grenade. However far away.
I'm just thinking about Kevin Thump Rose and the earthquake.
Look, you're in Texas. I'm pretty sure you know how to build a potato cannon.
And
oh shit!
And it's just a bunch of heavy breathing and nobody wanting to tag in.
Just me and you just going.
Oh, here's Red tagging in.
Because Red just tagged in. We gotta be all gentlemanly.
Red's wearing a shirt.
Yeah. What the hell are you talking about?
Sorry. No, you don't. I jumped out because it got staticky, but no.
Maybe you haven't met me.
I wish I hadn't.
I heard my name.
Love you, Red.
I heard my name.
Jeanette Cornette is what you heard.
3 times.
Jeanette Cornette.
3 times, and here I am.
You magically appear.
Right. I drew a chalk door, knocked 3 times. There was a creepy green light.
And here I am.
Undertaker's music started playing. You just hear the fucking bell. Dong, fuck me.
All right, so since she's here now, and so we can talk about things that are abrasive. this other blend that I've got. I was trying to find an unlikely.
Turned into a shoot. Turned into a shoot interview, Mike.
Are you talking about your chest?
That's right. So I was trying to find things that were abrasive on their own, or maybe people couldn't. They either liked it or they did not like it, and would they work together? And so I remembered a blend that I had done before that somebody recommended, and it's a 50-50 blend. And the tag team that I came up with that it matches up with is when Stone Cold Steve Austin teamed up with Mick Foley. I love Foley. Mick Foley, I think, is just cool. I love every personality that he's done on there. I think he's just a cool dude. But
Show you my sock and the last wrestling episode.
What?
I haven't seen that.
actually have a hand-drawn Mick Foley sock.
Yeah.
So, but this is a 50-50 blend of brimstone and mellow corn.
Oh yeah.
And it's good.
That gets all of them trailer park ladies.
Oh man.
All of them. Also, if any of you can look at Mick Foley wrestling and not think of my father, congratulations. My dad loves fucking Mick Foley, and I understand exactly why he loves Mick Foley, because every time he sees Mick Foley go out to the fucking ring waddling, he's like, if I was a fucking wrestler, that motherfucker right there, put me to the table. I'm synthetic anyways. It's not gonna hurt.
But which Mick Foley is he?
All of them. All of them. And in a much worse version that didn't get introduced in WWE called Old L Bishop.
ODB.
ODB.
Would people pay to see your dad a sweet show and like jump down from the top rope?
Jolie, you know as well as I do that if my dad was going to jump off of a fucking cage through a fucking table, we'd both be there in the front row being like, yeah, motherfucker!
No, I would be there. I just don't know if other people would be there. I mean, like,
fucking Henderson would be his fucking manager. He'd be like, do it, Odell. You got this. You can do this.
Would the shocker be his finishing, what he calls his finishing move?
It's instead of the mandible claw, you do the shocker. Just,
right.
That's right.
Just two under the tongue and one under the chin.
I just want to see him come walking down the ramp, heading there, leading the goat.
So,
I 2 seconds. I jump back in because Bishop, that's more of like a weird fish hook. I don't know how that works.
I will pay any of you $20 the next time that you're around and my dad's around if you will have Mick Foley's music lined up on your phone when he walks into a room.
Oh, God. Yes.
Ringtone.
because I would totally fucking do that.
So I got another one here.
On entrance music. His entrance music needs to be the theme song to the show that he loves so much. Oh no, Benny Hill music. And Old Dale Bishop's entrance music is the Benny Hill theme song.
Wow. Wow. Even for you, that's harsh.
That was Andy.
Where is Andy? Get in.
That's my boy.
Yeah, Andy knows wrestling. Get in here, Andy.
Andy. Look, Andy. It looks like Andy's got a unitard.
I saw your balls, Andy.
Is that a unitard or a Larry Bird jersey?
This is a starter jersey, no teams, no numbers, no nothing that I got in 7th grade that I can still fit into.
Oh.
I can.
Well, take it off, Andy.
What?
Take it off.
No, you don't. Nobody wants that.
Show us what we paid for.
I didn't. So as soon as I see some money, you can see some nip.
They did ban porn on OnlyFans, so just saying.
It's gonna take like double.
Right.
P.
So
you
Joey's out of work.
Destroy the whole site. Fucking.
Now we're talking.
Mike,
Listen, Andy, if I were a wrestler, my finishing move would be the fucking truffle shuffle. So take that fucking shirt off.
Is Andy the Val Venus of our show tonight?
You know, no money shots though. They're definitely for that one yet.
Okay, I just looked. There's 7 people watching this. I think they're all in here right now.
Got it.
What is happening?
Somebody tried pro music, but it didn't work.
Andy, can I taunt you with a couple of donkeys here?
I tried to ask somebody last Sunday, and they flat out refused me.
Yeah, he was like, "Where did you get that?"
Good friends.
I was like, I have a video to send you.
So Dina came up with combo here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm
So
sure
we have the pirate and the harlot. So so if you picture Captain Lou Albano,
yeah,
you know, he sometimes came out as the pirate. Then you have Priscilla Kelly, who works as the harlot. And so we have a combo of Maddie Gladden, and you have a combo Florida Kanye 12.
There you go.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
It works.
There you go.
It does work.
Nice. Yes.
Why don't we
Yeah,
do
those-
all Nasty Boys and just mix some old Granddad and beef together and call it one for knobs and one for skags there.
Pretty sure if you do the Nasty Boys, Andy, you got to do what we grew up with, brother. You know how this works. You got to do some cheap plastic bottle vodka and some Faygo, right?
Oh God.
Someone name one after the Bushwhackers too.
And some squeezed cheese and Slim Jims.
Oh,
Right.
no. Now we're speaking.
What about the Hardy Brothers?
I thought we already got all the. We got all
Oh, you mean Matt or Fat and Meth Hardy? Is that who we're talking about here? Fat and Meth Hardy?
I love that.
You got to do a Casey's taco pizza and just meth from your local guy.
Half of the pizza. You don't
In the
smoke the meth. It's just sprinkled right on top of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you do is you have Casey's go ahead and wrap the pizza in aluminum foil instead of giving you a box. It saves them money, right? And you just smoke the meth right off the aluminum foil, right? And just throwing that out there.
All right. A little shout out to Old Man Bay. He just stopped in wondering what the hell's going on. That's a fairly good question, Matt.
Nobody
I've been
knows.
asked a lot tonight.
Yeah,
But Alan, I think you get bonus points if you eat the fallen Doritos out of all your folds.
Right, and you also get bonus points if your meth dealer is arguing with your pot dealer over whose woman the wrestler who also is a female is dating at the time. Right? There's a quote unquote lead up the situation thing here.
Shit, hold on. I've got to bring Dave back. God damn it.
Monster for Loco.
Okay. We've not talked a lot about masked wrestlers. Mr. Wrestling number 2 and Tony Atlas. They were a tag team. Tony Atlas didn't wear the mask. Mr. Wrestling number 2 did.
Right.
That's true.
But Tony Atlas, can you imagine anybody more buff? I mean, you guys are really impressive shirtless. but Tony Atlas, he was amazing. Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Feeling a little weird about this conversation now, Kevin. Just gonna let you know.
Look,
you know,
you got to do the mask.
All this time with the shirtless dudes, it's starting to just really wear off.
And a really buff.
Right, Kevin.
I got the greatest
American
tag
guy.
team. I got the greatest tag team of all time here for the reality of what whiskey is and has become in the past 10 years. I call this one the Blade Runners, and it's all about faking it until you make it, and sometimes you just fake it all the way through, and it's MGP and something called Colorado whiskey. You're welcome. You're welcome. Like 2 people got that joke. 2 people in the history of the world got that fucking joke.
I got
I'm
it.
doing that background thing. Sorry. I was typing to people and whatnot. Sorry, I got lost.
That'd be really hard, Pat, without some motherfucker on your feed just feeding you just bullshit the whole time, right?
What? Like you? What? Like just?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh
Right.
no, I'm just texting. Dave hopped out because he was being nice because we got kind of overloaded by the amount. I was just, I appreciate that, Dave. You can come back. I have no problem setting out. No problem whatsoever. But
I'm looking at Jolie and Andy right now. That's
that a
your
tag
Christmas.
team?
That is your Christmas card picture, right?
Okay, hold on. Don't move. Do not move.
That is
not move.
That is Martina
There it is.
and fucking
Right
Gold Dust
there.
right there.
That is awesome.
Or is it Luna and Bam Bam Bigelow?
Ooh, gotta get some flames going on there, Andy. Fuck yeah. I'll pay for that shit.
Big Show and X-Pac.
She's the Bronco Buster.
Where's
I'm
China?
sure she is.
No stage names.
Big Show did sign with AEW recently, and I wanted him to come out and just be like, "Hey, Captain, and play now."
Get Lenny in here.
Yeah, this is a good time to say that Lynn's supposed to be on the show on September 6th.
Oh, I'm going to be on that show. I'm going to be in the fucking comments in a heartbeat with Lynn Eckstein on this show. Oh, yeah.
You always feel good when you're doing one of these shows and your upcoming people stop on.
Lynn makes good whiskey, man.
That's one of the ones Mike's sneaking over to me, so I don't know if I have a deer hammer here. Hold on, I'm gonna go find out.
You don't have it yet. The special courier has not picked it up to drive it there.
Those fucking mules.
A lot of people don't know this.
Patrick, do you have a parrot on your parrot muscle?
It's not quite a parrot.
It's not quite a parrot. Is it a parakeet?
Are you basically calling him a bird chest?
A parakeet?
The way that you answer these questions about really shitty tattoos, Patrick, just so you get by with it, right? Because I got plenty of them. You just go, when I was 15, I gave myself a tattoo, and everybody's like, that's badass. And they never ask another question.
Technically, it's a traveling Buddha, but you know what? There was a short, hot chick when I was 19, and I let her tattoo me. So my current wife questioned me if it was Yoda. So it's fucking great.
A short, hot chick. Okay.
What you do is you say, this is actually supposed to be Yoda, but we got a cease and desist letter from Disney.
And make some changes.
Dollar store Yoda. I like how you referred to Sherry as my current wife.
I don't know what that was about. So.
1 + 1 = 3.
She could last. She could make it to the end. I'm thinking she will. I don't make brash decisions usually.
Okay,
that's a lie.
If we're surveying the group here, who actually looks like they could be in a tag team wrestling group? I think Andy is definitely in there.
I did
because that little jersey looking thing, basketball jersey thing he's got going is kind of like that unitard look from wrestlers.
Like
that works. That works.
Like Kurt Angle without the motivation.
Won the special belt in their backyard wrestling league that they had.
I might.
Oh.
I've seen Steve in a picture when he was standing next to Mike, and he made Mike look small. So I'm gonna go with Steve because you're a big dude.
So Steve and Andy.
Steve and Andy could be in it.
Who would we put together as tag teams here? What kind of combinations would you guys throw out?
Oh, me and Ben are like the little high flying team that ends up getting creamed by the heavyweights later on in the night.
Like jumping all over the place.
You're luchadors, 100%.
Yeah.
I was going to say we got to throw the mask on. We're going to be the freaking
I feel like me, Mike, and Kevin all have the conversation of like, all right, I'm good for like 20 seconds, and which one of us can do a cartwheel?
We're the team that tags in every 15 seconds.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The finishing move is not passing out.
Right? If you don't tag me, motherfucker, I swear to God, I got just enough energy to stand up and chest smack you.
They're the team that's always like reaching out to each other to take a fight.
Breathing heavy, stepping into the ring.
Right. Got like one cool trick, right? Like everybody's got like one thing, like Mike's tall enough he can just step over the rope, right? That's his thing. And then my thing is like I'm just fast enough but fat enough with enough agility that I can do that thing where maybe I run for like 5 seconds and roll through the underneath of the ropes. Right? And then Kevin's just big enough that he can come up, step on the second rope, push it down, and then step through. And it looks cool as shit.
Yes.
That's what we got. That's it.
Yes. That's it.
My thing is,
We
once
are
they
the
get
fabulous
you, you
Thunderbirds.
aren't being let go.
Bishop, did you just slam that amp set?
I did. I did. I've drank a lot of absinthe tonight. I'm not going to lie.
There, just in solidarity. I finished that.
This is
Right.
either the best whiskey din ever or the worst. I don't know which.
There's
still-
been far worse.
There's still only 7 people watching.
I feel like
We were up to 17 for a
Where'd
little bit
Dave
there.
go?
20 years from now, this is the episode that everyone will look back on, like that infamous Sanford and Son episode, which I don't have to mention what happened, right? But they're going to be like, that was what was great about fucking COVID.
That's where they jumped the shark.
What was it?
Jump the shark. That's right.
Is that going to be the 30 for 30 where see my life start to spin down the drain or some shit? This was the day where it all broke left for Patrick.
I'm going to tell you
This
guys
could
right
also
now,
be-
here's the truth. This is a wrestling show, all right? 100% a wrestling show. Not a one of us has ever been to Holiday World and recorded a fucking video, all right? So just throwing that out there, I think that we're all more relevant than some wrestlers are. See, Patrick doesn't even know who I'm talking about. That proves my point, right? I mean, when you get to the point in your career where you're releasing a book, which is literally, I kept track of every match I ever had and whether I won or lost and what town it happened in. Your existence is fucking futile.
Right.
Let's go some to almost all unless you piss someone off in the middle of a match.
That's right.
Then there's been some weird shit to blow up, which is fucking fantastic.
I think,
Sorry.
Alan, I don't think this is something that would look back on with any kind of shame. This is one of those events, those blip events that happen in time where there's a spike in the number of children that are conceived. And I think we're at that point right now.
What you're saying is this is the equivalent of WWE's Cyber Tuesday from 2002, 2003, right? Where the highlight of the show was the infamous Ric Flair and Triple H figure 4 back and forth and smacking each other in the face like little girls.
Yep.
Yes, that's what you're saying. I got you.
Right.
You know, sometimes you start a show and then you reflect after you had a few drinks.
It's like,
And you're like, what
was
the
I
fuck
thinking?
happened?
Right, this is a horrible idea.
No, it's a great idea.
This is so focused on
This has been great for me. It's been fun. I get to talk about wrestling. Nobody talks to me about wrestling anymore. Every time I say anything about wrestling, they're like, "You still watch that shit?" Fuck yeah, I do. Fuck yeah, I do.
Me anytime.
Hey, that's a good call from Old Man Bay.
Von Erichs. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben, for being in charge over there. I must I fucking took a nap for a little bit.
I want to ask you guys a legit wrestling question. Any of you that actually still watch any wrestling? Because I have a tendency to actually tune out of wrestling for years at a time because it became such a shitscape when it became sports entertainment, and I don't care if it's TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, etc. Is there anything in wrestling that excites you in the way that whiskey excites you? Is there something that's happening right now in the world of wrestling? Obviously, we talked CM Punk earlier. That's super exciting, right? And there's some other obviously big names coming in potentially to AEW. But is there anything out there right now, any person, any tag team, any organization that excites you, that gets you going like, oh, fuck, wrestling might get good again, right? That's what we all hope for as wrestling fans. It might get good again. It might be worth watching again.
First, I'm going to defer to Steve on this one. So I feel like you may be a little more in tune. What's your thoughts on this one, Steve?
Well, I still like AEW, but my passions have been cooled as of late. Just like, you know, it's starting to get into a holding pattern for me where I'm like, I'm hoping it's going to be interesting, but, you know, CM Punk, I was like underwhelmed by his return. He needs, it's like I want to see what happens with all the releases for WWE, where they all go, and then I'll let you know in a month.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I will say this, and I said this right at the beginning of the show. The CM Punk thing got me fired up. I was excited. I'm gonna tell you that I will tell you this as a longtime wrestling fan. What I think they got right was they didn't fuck with it. They just let the man walk out, say what he had to say. He did his thing. Sting and what's his fucking nuts, who I don't even know because that's how little I care about AEW in general. Right? They're in the rafters. They don't interfere. They're just there watching. He calls them out. He talks shit about WWE, never says their name not one time, but he says everything that you know is true about that company. Everything you've ever heard is true about that company. To me, that's as cool as wrestling ever gets.
He keeps waving that bottle in front of me, and it's hypnotic. Sorry.
Okay, well, on that note, we're gonna go.
You guys are gonna hop off? That's fair.
Hop off.
Fair enough, you
This
two.
whole thing has really excited. So we're gonna go do what Mike talked about earlier.
You're gonna do some wrestling?
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Is that it? You just got all excited about the show? That's right.
You're welcome, Andy.
Cheers, Andy.
You're welcome.
You give her the tombstone, Andy Kasperzak.
What's earlier about Bronco Buster?
What's your finishing move?
Yeah, what's the finishing move, Andy?
That.
Mr. Sacco.
It's a power bomb.
Okay.
Powerbomb.
All right.
Worst show ever.
Get off the show.
You guys are gross.
Get off the show.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Lord.
Fucking great.
I can't work. I was just drunk enough to laugh at that, and then to like.
How
I'm just gonna, I'll just throw this out there right now.
Under
here's
these
how-
conditions.
Here's how legendary this show is. If I die before any of you, just play this at my funeral. Right? Like everybody's got their little memorial and all that stuff, and you're like, oh fuck, that's not Alan. Here you go. Here's the fucking here's what really
I'll put together a highlight reel of things that probably shouldn't have made the public real for your
yes, including comments.
Including wait, ones we've made or ones the public has made? Like there's
either way. Yeah, I mean, I literally here's what I see, Patrick. I see you talking to my daughter and being like, "You knew your dad, huh?" But did you? Because let me show you some shit.
He's everything you thought he was.
And worse.
You're only confirming what I already knew.
Right. Great show.
Okay, so has anyone tried anyone else's blends tonight? Because I got to try one or two.
That was I'm not working tomorrow.
7 or 8 maybe blends. I don't know.
I think Eli's on the right track here.
You're not wrong, Eli, for sure.
That's a very good choice, Eli.
Yep.
No.
Yes, I would.
If I make
would
an ad for the
say-
show, it's gonna pop up with Eli's thing. Like
Eli, the greatest
Yeah,
advice
start
in
the
life that the alchemist can give you is the following. I would eat an edible. About 50 milligrams is good. Maybe 100 milligrams if you're feeling real brave.
250.
Fuck you, Patrick. I would wait for about an hour and 10 minutes, and then I would start Jurassic World right at the point where Chris Pratt says they're about to find out all kinds of cool things about their new asset now.
Well, we've got some experience there, so.
Right. 250 says fucking Patrick. Fuck that. If I ate 250 milligrams, I'd be dead. I wouldn't actually be dead. I would be in a medically induced quote unquote coma in my fucking recliner going,
You have to do
There- I
like
was gonna say, there
900
was a-
joints to kill yourself, dude.
There was a
You
guy
like-
in this chat earlier who'd probably be willing to serve it to you, though.
Yeah.
And I think you all know who I'm talking about.
Right?
Okay, so whose blend sounds like it was the best? Is there anyone who would be like, I heard one that I thought was outstanding this evening? Because I'm having a problem remembering everyone that they did.
I want to try the brimstone and mellow corn. That sounds amazing.
I think any of the blends that had Rua in them tonight, I think that's a very good starting point, especially for people who are willing to go beyond bourbon.
Well,
I'll tell you what,
we did the Rua port, so
I'll put that
Rua
Rua port and rimfire up against anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to try that.
That rimfire is fucking good.
Yep.
But I had unpretentious and iconoclast.
So you're kind of in that same ballpark there. Yeah, Kevin brings out like the legend there. I mean,
yeah, and
unpretentious.
Booker's
You can't
and Rebel
touch
Yell.
That's an interesting one, and it's very accessible. So I hope people try that one. We'll make a post tomorrow with some of our choices.
I think
And
that
just
either
give
of the
people choices to give a whirl, see if they can like track them down. Dave's was interesting. I've never had the Cowboy, but I just think that could be so potent that it might be able to strike through. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I thought Dave was pretty cool.
Here's another one just for funds, right? And you're talking wrestling industry and wrestling across the world, and again, you guys are talking whiskey, but I'm throwing just some fun ideas out there. But Texas, known for very heavy oaked, bourbons, whiskeys, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Why not some Texas and a little Japanese whiskey, right? Make it real fun.
Wow.
Right.
Bring the two worlds together.
Challenge accepted.
Right. Going in. I will also say that any of the Spirits of French Lick blends that you guys did, that should be its own tag team called the Goat Cougs. That would be greatest of all time / Johnny Cougar. Right? Goat Cougs 1 and Goat Cougs 2. Right?
Cougs and Bird.
The four horsemen of whiskey right there. There you go.
Cougs and Bird.
Yep.
Still don't beat the Bishop.
And big old man titties and that truffle shuffle finish. Make you smell my fucking belly button when I pin your ass.
What the fuck just happened? fucking tries to give me a suplex at his house, and I have to spider climb around him to get out. Now you're trying to make people smell your belly button. What's
I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I'm gonna tell you a funny story, Patrick. I forgot that I tried to fireman carry you. And here's what happened the next morning when Christy called me. You ever had that moment where you drank too much the night before and hung out with people, and you wake up the next morning and you can't remember everything that happened, but suddenly it all comes back at one time? So when I was on the phone with Christy and she goes, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fucking hungover." I was like, I tried to pick up Patrick last night, didn't I? I tried to put him on my shoulders, and it turned into a fiasco.
It didn't turn into a fiasco. You got me up, and I got out like a spider monkey. Just fucking climbed around you like it was a fucking movie. It was kind of ridiculous. I didn't think it was gonna work, really. I thought I was gonna land in chicken shit for sure.
He wrapped around you like a cheap hooker.
Yeah, right? Well, you were watching, so I mean, you
like Big Show versus fucking Rey Mysterio, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Jolie's off this chat right now, so
I'm just saying, old man's got a
all of cheap failure and hackers.
I was gonna say Stumpy's and Woodhead, good choice, Old Man Bay. I'm not making it there. I have a hard enough time finding the Hibiki. Now, Japanese, and what am I supposed to be mixing? Some Texas.
So you gotta go
shit?
Texas.
Some of your favorite Dan Garrison distillate.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Go that
have-
heavy.
I don't have
heavy
enough
Texas
money.
oak.
I feel
If
bad.
you don't
and
know
I
how
have
good it
enough
is,
money
don't
for
worry, he'll tell you.
I don't have enough money for it.
Or you can
I don't
take
have-
out a loan and buy a bottle.
He'd tell you with that hat on, right? Wink at you a little bit, make you feel a little bit like you're in a Marlboro commercial.
We're late enough in here that it makes a certain bottle from Colorado seem cheap. It's just that's just weird. It's just weird.
For no good reason.
No good reason. No good reason. Just Just, I can't even go into that. Someone pull the stick up. I gotta go find the Texas whiskey. Someone take control of the show. I'm gonna go down the bad path. I already did.
Someone pull the stick.
Up, pull it up. You know, like a plane, motherfucker. Like I just started going down something that's gonna get me in trouble.
Does look a little bit like a retarded
someone
parrot.
save me? Where the fuck? Oh my god. I don't know where any Texas whiskey is anymore. It's all missing.
My eyes.
Did you check the cage?
What? Really? No. My you got me seriously to look because I would have been like, dude, that's when you're shutting down the show. Right now, my fly
That is the greatest fucking my whiskey din moment of all time, right there.
Just because there's a split second of real quality checking. Hey, sometimes you gotta fact check stuff. It's just
Fact check.
Guys, all have to come back to the farm soon. All of you, all at the same time, please, because God damn it, that was the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Okay. I have some real spirits and some Ableaky harmony in this now. We'll see what happens.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You need to think about it. Fucking
We just
Kevin.
watched you pee.
I did what? No, god damn it. I didn't take
Those
that many
pants are
edibles.
wet, man.
I will throw this out there real quick, Patrick, and I'll let you continue. And I apologize, but the next time you see me, you can punch me because I probably deserve it. I apologize. You can hit me, and I'll just let it go. I'll be like, I fucking deserved every bit of that. I'm sorry. If you get a tooth, you can. If you get a tooth, you can make a necklace. I'll let you.
I'm not really concerned, Alec.
I only say that because I love you, obviously. So that's where I'm at. I've drank enough effeminate absinthe tonight that I love all you motherfuckers, and this has been fun. So
I feel like all of a sudden it was
Fargo,
about wrestling,
Alan.
and Alan
Fargo.
needs a hug all of a sudden.
I mean,
Bring it.
you know, it's
Bring
it's
it
the
into my
whole,
shirtless body. Bring it in.
right. The clique is leaving WWE. You got to hug it out at the end of the night, right? And somebody's going to take the blame for it.
Ben looked just like the most concerned out of that statement ever. He was like, "No, I'm not hugging anyone shirtless. You fuckers are weird."
Hey, there's like the meme that I've seen going. There's the meme that I've seen going around before that basically says, you know, pro wrestling is just softcore gay porn for men who are in denial.
You're not wrong. And Kevin looked the most like Jim Ross I've ever seen him look during the Montreal screw job. Just what has happened? This has gone so far south at this point that well, listen, Eli, don't you challenge any of us to wearing pants. All right.
I'm fine. I think I could get away with it. I'm not doing it though. That's enough, Eli. No coaxing, motherfucker.
All I know, Eli was over here about a week ago sipping absinthe and contemplating the deep things
Taking
of
his
life.
pants off?
No, but he was contemplating the deep things of life. So
Because
that happens when you drink absinthe.
we have all drank more than enough that we're slightly just moments away from somebody saying something that they shouldn't. And I think we all know that. I'm going to ask you guys the following. And I think it's not my show. I'm not trying to take over Patrick, but I'm going to throw this out there before I jump off because I'll get myself in trouble. I think you guys know how that works. All right. So let's play one last fun game. All right. Let's play the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. I don't care if it's theatrics. I don't care if it's technical wrestling. I don't care if it's, whoever, right?
You gotta wait. Kevin's wife is the greatest. I love her so much. I'm bringing this over, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. I'm bringing it over to the real chat. Kevin, just put this in the fucking private chat, and I'm bringing it over. Because it's making me cry right now.
So each of the six of us starting. You tell your wife. I'm gonna cut a fucking promo right now. You tell your wife.
No, I won't.
Right now. to leave us middle-aged people alone. This is all we have. All right? This is it. This is what middle-aged white men do on a Monday night. All right? We are a
I'm
special
so
culture.
cutting it out and making it for the beginning of the ad.
Kevin, they are
Middle-aged
never
white men
staying
do
in our
in
house
America.
again.
Yeah, don't make her ban us. We like. I don't want to
We
get
like
banned.
Bushwood.
We like Bushwood.
I'll smooth it over. It'll be all right.
All right.
Kevin.
So each of the six of us, we'll start with Patrick and work our way across. Greatest of all time. Greatest wrestler of all time.
Greatest wrestler in general.
Just one wrestler. Greatest wrestler of all time. You're great. It doesn't have to be by anybody else's standard.
Damn it.
I'm gonna go. How about? Can I give you my greatest match because it contains two people I thought were on an upper echelon. WrestleMania 3, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Savage. One of my fucking absolute favorite matches ever. It was fucking awesome.
Absolutely.
And I'd probably have to lean more towards career-wise Macho Man because it went longer and whatnot. But Steamboat had a pretty fun career in that section of time he was in. But Macho Man overall, yes. But that match, fucking epic. I remember being able to watch that at the video store because you can only watch stuff that's PG, maybe PG-13. Rewinding stuff. People are coming in like, no, hold on, quiet. I'm gonna watch this section of the video.
Yep.
All right, go on. Sorry, that's good for me, Mike. You're up. Shoot. Are you really Sacco? Did you? If you do that, I want to see a sock on your hand. You have to take one off and put it on your hand right now.
Well, my socks are not on my feet.
It's a shocker, Sacco.
Greatest of all time. I as much as I hate to say it, but I think because part of wrestling is also being able to talk and being able to cut your promos and being able to back stuff up. He's not my favorite wrestler, but he'd be the favorite as far as what does it take to do the job. And I'd honestly have to say Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Especially his promos back in the day. Damn. Piper had some of the best ones when he would just go absolutely ballistic. But as far as wrestler and being able and who he took on and what he did, I don't think that holds up. As an actor, Roddy Piper like blows a lot of them out of the way. I love They Live. It's one of my favorite movies ever, and he's fantastic in it. But yeah, I'd have to say Flair, even though I don't like him, but I gotta go with it.
So I'm just putting that question up to everybody. We'll think about it after we answer this one. But Ben, go on here. You're next up.
All right. So yeah, kind of trying to tackle this from different perspectives, whatever. But looking over here at Mike with the name Sacco there, I keep coming back to Mick Foley because for several reasons: longevity, how many different things he has wrestled in, the different characters he's played, just his impact on wrestling as a whole. I mean, good Lord, it's hard not to point to that guy and go, he's got to be one of the all-time greats ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Steve, where are you laying in on this one? Oh my God, this is a good one.
Well, Ben, you stole my answer. So I give like a different one. I really love Arn Anderson. He just seemed to be the guy who could back it up. He was always the guy that was right behind Flair that made you go, if I try to hurt Flair, that guy is going to hurt me.
Yeah, 100%, yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
because he was always the guy behind. Yeah, Flair was the big talker, but Arn Anderson just made you believe that he was going to hurt you. And he was one of my all-time favorites just for that.
That's a good answer.
He gave everybody he stood behind credibility. And I just say Arn Anderson for credibility.
Okay.
Yeah. Go jumping in the chat. Feel free to jump in the chat. He just made his presence known. I mean,
Right.
there was no way mistaking. And what I think is even more exciting about him is when you learn about his younger days when he was significantly more athletic in France and Europe. I almost would have liked to have seen him do it then, because I mean, you're talking with someone almost as big, at a several almost 100 pounds less, still doing phenomenal stuff. I would have liked to see him in his early days personally after learning more about it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Speaking of Andre the Giant, just real quick, where do you put Hulk Hogan in all this? Because if you probably were to go through and survey across the country, name one professional wrestler, and I would imagine that's probably the guy that's going to come at the top of the list for people inside and outside of wrestling. Hulk Hogan.
That's true.
Today,
sheer popularity.
Guy.
I would say in the world of sports entertainment, Hulk Hogan is kind of the guy, right? Yeah. Like there's no way you're not looking past him. You're never going to look past him. You're always going to, in the modern era, you're always going to measure everybody up against Hulk Hogan, regardless of what the circumstances are. Right. There's no way you get around it.
Him or Dwayne Johnson, yeah.
I met Hulk Hogan at a birthday party for my friend Marissa. Marissa's dad was the Iron Sheik, and she has a tragic backstory all to it. But Hulk Hogan was the biggest dick. He just made me hate him when I was like 8 years old. And up until I met him, I was all about Hulkamania, and then I turned into like a Ric Flair fan.
We don't have time for it this evening, but sometime I will tell you, gentlemen, live on air, maybe the greatest Hulk Hogan story of all time, which was Alan Bishop and Steven Tickle from Moonshiners meeting Hulk Hogan in Florida. And it was everything white trash that you would expect it to be.
Was there a lighthouse involved?
No, but there was a bar stool stolen from a Texas Roadhouse involved in this story.
Well,
sure.
Who hasn't done that?
Yeah.
In Florida, they take that shit seriously. They will actually track you down and find you. And we found that out the hard way. Thank you, Steven Tickle. So I'm going to throw out my favorite of all time, and it's maybe unpopular because it's so popular and trite right now, but I'm going to throw The Undertaker. Maybe not the greatest technical wrestler of all time, but the greatest theatrical wrestler of all time. A dude who believed in what he was doing to the extent that even though he was a company man, he didn't let them dictate what he was doing, right? And he also knew when to stand in. He knew when to stand down, right? He didn't have to have the title all the time. He didn't have to have a title to let him know that he was the guy. The crowd reaction alone let him know that he was the guy. And I think for an entire generation of people who grew up in the 80s and 90s, when you hear that music and you see those lights dim, and back in the day you saw those lighters come out, like, this is not just pro wrestling. There's something deeper happening here. There's some social, construct behind all this stuff where we all have this weird spiritual involvement in what's happening right now. Right. And like, I remember being a kid, and like, if the Undertaker got beat, I lost my shit. I was that kid, right? Like, fuck mankind, kill this fucking degenerate, right. Throw him off the cage. That's fine. Kill him. I didn't know who Mick Foley was,
All right, Kevin.
It was amazing.
True.
Okay. Dusty Rhodes, The American Dream. Whiskey of the Year.
Hard times. As the son of a plumber.
That's all that needs to be said.
Along with, and I can't do the Dusty impression, but you can imagine in your head. Send me out there in polka dots. I don't give a fuck.
Dusty Rose, the American dream.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Jesus Christ. We're coming up on 2 hours, really.
We're one Avengers movie into this whole thing.
That's right.
Stop it next week for the next Marvel installment of fucking My
What
Whiskey
if?
Den.
What if everyone on My Whiskey Den didn't wear shirts? This is what it looks like. You're welcome.
I'm
What
sure
if,
that
what if we wore shirts and didn't wear pants?
Yeah.
Synergistic. Didn't have a shirt on.
Looks like you cleaned out your lint filter. So, I want to
That
ask,
will happen all week. I promise you. Nothing.
who's your
Thank you, sir.
least favorite wrestler? Absolute least favorite wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Oh, motherfucker!
wow.
There's so
Okay,
many.
We're going reverse order.
I'm gonna call it right now. I'm gonna go. I'm not even gonna take turns. I'm not letting anybody else go first. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Here's where it is. All right. John fucking Cena. Fuck John Cena in the ass with a big rubber fucking dildo. All right. I wanted to like fucking John Cena because he was from OV fucking W, right? And he can cut a promo like a motherfucker. And I will tell you, the first time he showed up on a WWE pay-per-view, I was like, fuck yeah, I'll tell him, right? And about 2 weeks after this stale fucking white cracker came in, I was like, I'm fucking done. You got nothing to fucking sell me ever from now to the end of fucking time. Ever. There's short of that fucking stupid fucking Suicide Squad movie, because goddamn it, I'll be damned if he didn't do a good job in that. But short of his first entrance in WWE and that Suicide Squad movie, in between, it's just fucking, it's like fucking a corpse. That's what it is.
And the strange thing is he sells everything now. He's the voice of Pistachio. He's the voice of like
Girl Scout cookies.
Company. He's doing like voiceover work like a madman.
Right? You guys have never seen me get fired up like that, even about the whiskey industry. You're welcome.
I like that. Well, we haven't been able to record it, but yeah, I like that.
Right. I can jump right in on this one. I'll tell you exactly who I hated the most and still do. And it was your freaking namesake there, Earthquake, because I was a big freaking Jake the Snake Roberts fan.
Oh,
and when Earthquake dropped down on Damien, crushed his snake, that broke my heart, man.
Fuck yeah.
I was done. Screw that guy.
Yep.
The hell with him.
Yep. Just punching the floor in the living room.
Right.
Just fuck you.
Exactly. Throwing the remote at the TV. Flipping chairs.
I have to say, Jake the Snake, you brought him up. I really like old man Jake the Snake Roberts. And I've seen him on a few things and on DDP Yoga, and seen him on there, because first it's like, is that, oh wow, that is him.
Yep.
But he's just an old man, and he's like totally comfortable in his skin and comfortable with all of his demons, and I like him for that a lot.
Right.
Well, I mean, not enough people take the time to deal with that, and once you do, I mean, it's easy to go on, but it's hard, because I mean, that's a hard road from where he was at. I mean, everyone saw a lot of that. I don't know what type of documentary it was.
I'm gonna throw one more here. One more real quick, because I have to, and this is all because my frustration with modern wrestling, and I have to do this. I absolutely have to. Roman fucking Reigns. Have any of you motherfuckers ever seen anybody push as hard as Roman fucking Reigns and fail? Jesus fucking, can you guys imagine a distillery hiring a master distiller and putting them out there, and everybody being like, fuck this motherfucker, and they'd still be like, buy our product. Here's our pretty face. Fuck, guys, come on.
Rex from Whiskey Tribe to be a head distiller. Don't get me wrong, I like Rex, but
I've made 2 new fans tonight, and I've lost 15. I'm going to be looking at my add friends list tomorrow morning like, oh, I got room for you now.
Right? Wrestlers we hated. I didn't like Ravishing Rick Rude. Fucking irritated the fuck out of me. Man, I'm sorry. Like, part of me at some point, like, the thing is I did love heels. Like, I love the heel. Someone egging on a crowd to just fucking hate them and just twerking them like that extra little bit. And it was funny to see, like, women in the 80s get all excited about the pink tight. That's fucking dude. Stand up. Give the hip thrust, Ben. You got to get the right hip thrust in there.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, baby.
My throat hurts, man.
I'm blind.
Yep. Just what everybody needed right there to end the show. Rick Rude was my boy. I loved Rick Rude.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many people I
when I was a kid, but I love him as an adult. I just watch him as like, that was freaking brilliant.
Who was it?
Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
was one that I didn't get it until I was like 20, and then I was like, oh man, that guy is fucking brilliant. I'm going to put your wife on my trunks and come out and then dance like Ben was dancing earlier.
I just loved how back in the day, like, you show the crowd and like women were like, woo, like they were fucking excited. And I was like, dude, it's gotta be the mustache. It had
totally the mustache.
It had something to do with the mustache.
It was the mustache, and I mean, he was, he was pretty well built.
He was not bad looking. I'm not like
he was a good looking dude.
Yeah, that's fair.
Had a nice even coating of hair from his face all the way down.
That is the weirdest fucking statement of the night.
Well, that's saying something.
Who'd you hate, Kevin Rose? I gotta hear who you absolutely hate.
Harley Race.
Oh, that's fair. That's easy. He was
how many times did he win the championship?
Right. In the territory that you were watching too, right? Like just over and over and over and over, and fuck, Harley Race went away for 6 months. Now he's back, he's fucking champion again.
And he was champion again. Yeah. He was horrible.
Yeah. Yep. Harley Race, the person, was a great guy. He was always really nice to me when I worked for WCW. I always called him sir, and he liked that. He
of course.
Actually a really good guy, and I went to a wrestling show out here like a couple of years ago, and he owned a promotion out here called World League Wrestling, and I walk in, and then he was like, Steve? It's like, Big Steve. Gave me a big hug. I was like, wow, you remembered me from from back when I worked at WCW like 30 years ago.
Right.
Hey, that's the type of respect that when you see it and you hear it, it's awesome because they paid attention to the little things. The people that made it work right.
I tried to make everybody that I was working with there, I tried to remember things like Harley Race. He always needed his Marlboro cigarettes. So I would make sure they had a carton at the night. Even if he already had a carton, I'd be like, oh, got you a carton of cigarettes. Here you go. I'd spend like company money on it, so it's not a big deal.
All the things I could blow back on Steve now is like, well, I was just wasting company money.
Right.
Yeah, making everyone happy.
It's okay. It's fine. They were paying Kevin Nash and Scott Hall to not do shit for years, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's like buying a $20 bottle, $20 carton of cigarettes, and a 24-pack of beer was not a big deal. Though how I got it at the time when I was 17, that would be a little bit more of a problematic story.
Hey, I like the fact that
Right.
you went the extra effort to get it. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Well, that whole WCW company money thing. That's a great way to close out the segment here. That's maybe the problem with the whiskey industry nowadays, right? So you imagine being Kevin Nash and Scott Hall back in the day, and they're going to pay you just to hang out and party on Monday night, and here's 3 times what you're making with the other guys. Maybe it's not the most intellectually fulfilling thing in your world, but you got a nice second home with a double wide and a beautiful trailer home in Florida, and everything's gonna be all right.
Ooh, Emily, right at the end here before we hop off with a fucking nice mark. Keeping talent happy is an investment. That's 100% true.
As a world-class pimp, she would know that.
Yes, man.
But you mentioned Kevin Hall. He was. I always couldn't stand that guy. As Razor Ramon
Kevin
and
Nash
every other
or Scott Hall, yeah,
Scott Hall, Scott Hall.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I hated him as a Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Every single iteration of him, like, you suck. You're just a massive douche.
So you have actually helped me out here tonight, Mike. This is where I'm going to close out before I do say something stupid that gets me in real trouble.
Come on, stick it out.
We're 5 minutes away from I don't have a job tomorrow. That's where we're at. But I'm gonna throw this out. When I quit smoking, I'm gonna start chewing a toothpick.
Yeah, but if you do it,
man.
Next time you guys see me on my whiskey den,
if
it's
you throw it at
time.
me, I will be
if
pissed.
you grow your hair out and slick it back, then
Right.
I ain't got no hair. I got it.
See, there
See,
you
I got
go.
the best of
That's what I'm
both
saying, if you
worlds.
grow it
I got Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan going in one character, right? I'm gonna just go ahead and dye my beard white. I'm gonna grow that little mud flap bullshit that Hogan's had going on for the past 40 years. But chew toothpick. I'm gonna be
think
bigger than the
Wait,
industry.
wait, it's like this.
You're more
weird-
Hacksaw Jim Duggan right now, which that's not bad.
Right.
Oh, hey, wait. Hold on. Old Man Bay has any wrestler jumped on the celebrity bandwagon? There's a wrestler, and forgive me, it's Wrestling with Whiskey. I'd have to look it up. He does reviews,
Excuse me.
but I don't know if there is a actual wrestler that does whiskey. Alan, what the fuck are you?
Sign my name on a fucking check for the right amount of money.
Right. So,
Right.
so
And I say this in all honesty, right? Because the distilling industry is an industry just like the wrestling industry, right? So sign my name on a fucking check. I'll make you an MGP fucking clone. I won't be proud of it. I'm not going to talk about it. That's yours. You give me the fucking money, and I will fucking make sure that your fucking brand gets out there, and I will do cool shit with the fucking stupid wrestling money that you fucking have. I'm talking to you, CM Punk. You're straight edge, right? All right, let's make this fucking completely ironic. Let's make straight edge fucking whiskey. Fuck that. Let's make straight edge fucking absinthe. All right.
Oh, I was
drunk with no hangover. I'm in. Sign me up. Give me that Chicago money you just had coming in. Give me like 10% of that. Can you imagine what I could do with 10% of fucking CM Punk money, guys? I'm just saying, just throwing it out there. 10% of CM Punk money, I can do cool shit for the rest of my fucking life and live in the woods as a naked fucking squirrel eating hermit for the rest of my fucking life.
And that was the line that you hopped over.
Right? Right? That was it.
But we're not going to gang up on Kevin, Tom. We appreciate you stopping in. But we are probably going to hop off the show at this point. It's been 2 hours, a little bit longer than what I had anticipated.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how much we
Monday Night Raw.
That's right. Where you don't know if it's going to go.
Raw is war.
I don't know if it's Monday night. I don't know what night it is, but I do know it's just raw, just straight.
You know
raw,
what? Here,
raw
I'm gonna say this. I guarantee you that whatever happened in the last 2 hours was better than whatever happened on WWE fucking programming for the last fucking 2 hours. I promise you that fucking much.
That's a low bar.
Yes.
All right. This cut is going to come out for tomorrow's ad on Facebook.
If we're ending this right now, boys, get your bottles ready for the bottle pool.
Oh, wait. Before we go, we want to remind everybody that we are a part of the Bar Cart Co-op. And to check that out, there's going to be more information coming up with it as it goes up. They love us.
That made my nipples hard.
They do. They think we're the greatest thing ever. And then they're going to kick us out someday, and that's the best. That's another good thing. But next Monday, no jackass streams. We will be having Steve and Steve on Steve Fant and Stephen Beam from Limestone Branch on.
Fonte,
it is
right.
Going to Fonte. Sorry about
I'm
that.
pretty sure that
World-class
Alan and
entertainer
Kevin
right
aren't
there.
welcome.
What?
I'm gonna be in the comments. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
We'll see how that works out.
But Alan gets blocked.
Stop it next Monday for Limestone Branch. We're gonna be talking to them. We're gonna be talking to the two Steves. It's going to be a fantastic show, getting caught up about the family and what's going on with them, what they got coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Really
They're
good
awesome.
show. So
Yeah, and maybe Lenny's coming on the week after if he hasn't been turned off by.
Yeah,
I think he turned on. He commented and he disappeared.
Yeah, I'm feeling like we might have shot ourselves in the foot on that one.
If he does back off, and I love Lenny and I know him well enough, I'll say the following. If he does back off, all you really have to do is do one show about professional mountain biking. Just one, right? Doesn't have to be long, 20 minutes, whatever. And Lynn's back in. It's okay. He understands.
One time I leaned into someone about how much they liked kayaking, and that went awry in the first 5 minutes of the show. It was a fucking failed attempt.
Well, that's because they're that's because they're a shitty fucking kayaker. Just saying. I don't know who it is, but fuck them. They should just be better at their art.
Okay, time out. And on this note, My Whiskey Den would like to thank you for coming to the show this evening and for stopping in and for having a wonderful evening about wrestling with us and the blends that we've made. If you feel like that there's a blend that we've had that was superior to the others, please let us know. If you were one of the few people that was actually cool enough to give us a blend, we'll put you in a drawing and maybe someone will win some free whiskey. Unless it's someone on the show, then you don't fucking count.
Yeah.
Now, get all your bottle pulls ready for the end of the evening because we're going to go before we dig ourselves into a massive fucking ditch. And this evening, I'm going to end on something I think Ben mentioned. A Kokegan cast strength is where I'm coming in this evening. What's everyone finishing on? Talk to me, Goose.
Rare breed.
Oh, rare breed. Iconoclast. Kevin, how many of those do you have?
Whiskey of the year.
That's not an answer.
I don't know.
8, 10. Did you buy a case like Rick? Fucking, what's going on here?
No.
Oh, okay.
Have the last sad drops of a bottle of home distilled absinthe.
Oh.
I drank all this on your show tonight, by the way. Every bit of it. 200 milliliters.
Tell Kim we love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna tell me she loves me when I go inside, I'm sure.
All right, Ben, what are you finishing on?
Moonshine Distillery, their rye whiskey.
All right.
They're out of Clayton, Georgia.
All right, hold on here. I gotta get the banners up. I gotta get vaguely ready to go on the kick out here. So remember, it is not the size of the den. It's the love of whiskey. It's a tag team excitement experience this evening. Thank you for dropping in. Everyone with one. How about one big woo from everyone? 3, 2, 1. Woo!
Amen.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.